YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? Y'all know I'm back at it with another video. You guys can already see from the title what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna recap this Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith fight, man. It was a good fight indeed. Before we really get into it, I'll appreciate you guys subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, comment after, let me know you guys' thoughts on the video after everything's done, or you can wait to the end of it and do all those things I just told you guys to do. But let's get into it. So this was a fight for the vacant WBC and Callum Smith WBA. Now, WBC. I see what y'all doing out here. Y'all moving real sneaky. I see what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to bless Canelo. I like that. I like that. But because at first the WBC wasn't involved in this fight until maybe I think about a week or two ago, and they said, "Oh yeah," out of nowhere they just said, "Oh well, this belt is now for the vacant WBC," when it was supposed to be Yadrum and Canelo for that. I guess Yildirim was the mandatory for the WBC, so he's supposed to be fighting for it. But I guess now they're probably gonna make Canelo fight him next, and then Canelo do whatever he wants. But yeah, let's get into this fight. So Canelo dominating performance for the most part. Yo, I didn't honestly. I'm not surprised that it went the way it did, but I'm not gonna say that I saw it going this way. I didn't think Canelo was gonna stalk this guy down the whole fight, and he stalked Callum Smith down the whole entire. Like, I don't think there was any 10-second period where Canelo was fighting on the back foot. Like, I don't think there was a consecutive 10 seconds in this fight where Canelo backed up and Callum Smith was walking him down at all. I can't remember any instance of that situation. So straight from the first round, and I actually gave the first round to Callum Smith, but Canelo was still coming forward with with his he was being tactical with his aggression. He didn't really let his hands go as much as he did later in the fight, but he still was walking him down nonetheless. Even though Callum Smith landed the better shot in the first round, so I'm gonna tell you guys like this: I gave Callum Smith the first round, and I think it was the sixth round. I seen people try to give him some other rounds like the fifth, and I think somebody tried to give him, was it the ninth or 10th? I can't remember all the rounds. I think I saw a few people try to give him like one of those rounds, but the only rounds I can give him is two max, and that's the first round, which I felt like he edged. I just felt like he did more work than Canelo. He had the jab working a little bit. He went to Canelo's body, and Canelo really wasn't letting his hands go as much. And then the sixth round, I think it was sixth round, he did some good work as well. Um, but Canelo, man, dominating performance, and this, like, you come up to 168 and you just take over the division like that. Like, you fight the number one guy in the division. Even though, in my personal opinion, I think Caleb Plant is better than Callum Smith, and I think David Benavidez is a lot scarier for these guys at 168 than Callum Smith. Callum Smith he's skillful, but this is just like a match made in heaven for Canelo at this weight, because Callum Smith doesn't have the power to stop Canelo from coming forward, and he doesn't have the footwork or the quickness to keep to like make Canelo work for it even more. Like, yeah, he can move around a little bit, but he's not really super light on his feet. He's not dancing around that ring. Like, Caleb Plant would really make Canelo work. Like, Caleb Plant will have him chasing him around the whole ring. Like, and he's also, I think Caleb Plant's a lot quicker than Callum Smith as well. So he can land those those two or three flurries, get up out of there, spin up out of there, and as you guys can see with Callum Smith, he just doesn't have that ability. So, um, let's get back into it, because I kind of jumped into future opponents for Canelo too early. I want to talk about that too, but I want to stick on this fight, man. And like Canelo, man, like he's just so freaking like he lures, like I like the reason why I like Canelo, like he lures you to sleep. Like, he sets up his trap so perfectly, like, and he in the tempo at which he fights at kind of throws you off. That This is why that left hook, every time he throws it, I'm like, oh my god, it's a bomb. Like, it looks like a bomb, because he's just coming forward, just moving, coming side to side, head, faint a little bit. He's coming down at a slow pace. Like, he's not even really moving, like, doing all this extra stuff. He just, yeah, walk you down. Next thing you know, left hook come out of nowhere. Like, he's just throwing a bomb. So And he landed that left hook pretty good. He went to the body. I wish he would have went to the body just a little bit more. But those headshots were to be had. He landed a nice few uppercuts. Now there's some people will probably be a little disappointed that he didn't score. He didn't at least score a knockdown in this fight. Callum Smith is a game opponent. But I feel like a lot of the reason why he couldn't really score that knockdown is just because they say that power doesn't translate as much when you have to go upstairs for it. So Callum Smith's what 6'3", 6'4", Canelo's 5'8" or so. So when you have to throw, or when you have to like your hand is going all the way up here to land a punch, it's just not gonna have the same power as if you was to land it somewhere around here. At somewhere around head level. So that's why I said I feel like he should have went to the body just a little bit more. He did do good work to the body. I just wish he went to it a little bit more. Um, and it was a dominating performance from Canelo, man. That's why he's my number one pound for pound. I know a lot of Bud Crawford fans not going to hear that, but he's my pound for pound. And Canelo, man, shout out to you. Just did a great job. I would love to see the numbers on the zone with how many. Cause I think they also did this on pay per view. I'm gonna be honest, Canelo. I fuck with you, but I wasn't buying this pay per view. I don't really care for Callum Smith now. If you would have fought Charlo, Benavidez, or maybe a Caleb Plant, I might have bought the pay per view because those are fighters I care for, man. Uh, that I care to see him watch at least. Like those aren't like my favorite fighters or anything, but those are fights I want to see more. Um, and that's just about it on this performance. I would love to hear what you guys thought about this fight. Uh, I'm gonna get into the future opponents now. We had Errol Spence at the fight. We gotta talk about this too. I'm gonna do an Errol Spence video after this as well. We're gonna talk about future opponents for him. But who you guys like as future opponents for Canelo? So we already know most likely he's gonna have to fight Yedrum. I don't know. I forgot how you say the guy's first name or whatever. He's gonna have to fight him for that WBC belt because he was the number one. I think he was number one as far as the first in line for the WBC belt at 168. So he's probably gonna be. I don't think they. I don't know. Canelo. If if Canelo next fight is Caleb Plant or Billy Joe Saunders, I think the WBC might give him some leeway to unify. But there's no way he's going more than one fight without fighting Yildirim. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. So we got Yildirim on the ballot. We got like I said, Caleb Plant. He's gonna be fighting Trucks. I already said this guy's name. I can't remember. Truax, whatever. I don't really know too much about him. I'm a little casual. I'm a casual, but I'm not a casual. Like I'm a diehard casual, if that's what you want to say. Like I watch boxing, but I don't keep it with every single person. Like it's just not gonna happen. So he's gonna be fighting Caleb Truax. So we got Caleb Plant, we got Yedrum, we got possible Billy Joe Saunders, who wrote Canelo on Twitter and say he wants that unification next. Um, we got a possible if Jamal Charlo was to move up, we got him. Then we had Errol Spence who's at the fight who says he wants to see Canelo at 160. Now Canelo's definitely not gonna take that fight next, so that's kind of I want to say that's kind of a little bit of a clout chasing move by Spence because we know that fight's not happening now. Spence already said he has about 2 or 3 fights left at 147, so maybe he's just marinating for now. So by him calling out Canelo, he's just putting it in the air, but he's not really like he knows that fight is not next. He knows that's not one of the 1 or 2 fights next, unless because I don't see Canelo dropping down to 160 yet, especially after he just took these 2 titles, uh, the WBA and WBC. So and that's another problem too. Like, is Canelo gonna make 160? I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be game to make 160 again. So the only way this fight really happens, I think, maybe a catchweight probably. Uh, maybe 164, some around there or something like that. I don't know if he fights him at 160 per se. Uh, yeah, so those are the possible opponents now. For me, like I said, I want to see the Caleb Plant fight. I want to see David Benavidez, but we know that's not gonna happen. He doesn't have a title, and Benavidez is not the mandatory. So I don't see that fight happening next. So realistically, I think it'll be between Billy Joe Saunders, Yedrum, and Oh, and Caleb Plant. So, but out of those three, the guy I want to see the most is Caleb Plant. So we need to make that fight happen. We got to push for that fight. Canelo's a free agent. Even though he just fought in the zone, he's not signed to a 10-year deal like he was before. So he can definitely come to PBC. I'll make that call. If Caleb Plant looks dominant against Truax, if he looks dominant in his next performance, you gotta pair those guys up. And I think Plants kind of deserved that fight, man. His name is building, and like I said, if he puts on a dominant performance, I think he's fighting in the end of January. I can't remember the exact date. So make that fight Cinco de Mayo. That could be a good one for Canelo. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and that's it. Peace.